Hi, nice to have you. I've got up on the screen much of your work over many decades in many contexts, but your first time here, and I thank you for joining us tonight.
Seeing all those different hairdos.
Sure.
Thank you, Ari. I am delighted to be here. I am honored, really. Thanks for asking me.
Oh, well, thanks for being here. What you say also matters in how you say it and who you say it to. Tell us about what you were getting across there and why you went beyond the usual, hey, here's my tick box, to address people that you say Trump has made a liar out of.
Well, I've been against the president, the former president, since shortly after the election, where it became clear to me that he was drinking some kind of Kool-Aid, that he was being very selfish. He was refusing to acknowledge the will of the American people. I thought that it was a passing thing, but it wasn't. Then January 6th happened, and right before my very eyes, there he was, after having incited all those people to put their lives on the line and risking so much from the point of view of the country and the officers who were there and so forth. He just unleashed this frenzy. And I thought that it was so anti-constitutional. It was so selfish. It was so counterfactual that I had to speak up. And on January 7th, I called for his impeachment. That was our estrangement. I thought that I could ride out this kind of cycle. I don't do a lot of politics, my various capacities. But to see him being competitive in every single race, if not leading, I began worrying a few weeks ago that this guy could actually defy all the odds and all the indictments and the convictions and the hundreds of millions of dollars in civil penalties and all the rest of it, and win and become president of the United States again. So I thought I had to speak out, and I'm glad I did. You can always worry about people coming after you as a result, people trying to hurt you for what you do, whatever it is. Whatever it is. But all I knew is I had to speak out. I had to let people know that I was once his friend for many years. Yeah. But by ignoring the Constitution, turning his back on it, that was the end.
Yeah, and what you're speaking to is a pattern. People who have been able to work with him, you say friend, others would say ally, depending on the more political context, and then they reach this breaking point. And you're now saying very clearly here tonight on the national news, live news, that you don't trust he would honor the Constitution, which is not coming from a place of criticism or reflexive anti-Trump bias. Quite the opposite. It's coming from you knowing him. So I want to draw you out on that point. We have a great team of producers here. You've been on TV a long time. We've pulled together some of your history, and I want to show that for the context that Donald Trump lived on the television and in PR for many decades. So did you, so did some others. And we're in a very strange time, I think we could agree, in politics and media. So I want to go through memory lane, and then on the other side of this, you tell me about how you reached that constitutional judgment. But here's Geraldo over the years.
I'm Geraldo Rivera, and you're about to witness a live television event.
Look me straight away in the eye. Do I look like I'm guilty about anything?
You look more guilty than anyone I ever looked in the eye in my life.
Really?
A massive concrete vault has been discovered. Some think it belonged to none other than the notorious Al Capone. Well, tonight, for the first time, that vault is going to be opened live.
Hi, everybody. I'm Geraldo Rivera. Tonight, we'll be talking about what most of you have probably been discussing in your homes and around the water coolers in your offices. I am speaking, of course, of the controversial Good Samaritan trial. And what about the defendants, the so-called New York Four? How are they holding up? One of the most well-known and controversial people in the world is in the fight of his life.
So how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Geraldo. How are you?
Watch it. Get down, get down. This is a typical example of the difficulties that the rebel forces face.
You've seen a lot. That's a tiny sample. What you've learned through your life in TV and media, and why you came to that conclusion about Trump.
Well, Ari, it was very easy for me after he stabbed the Constitution in the back. You know, I really think that the most important person in this country for that cycle of the election was the vice president, Mike Pence. He was so courageous to stand his ground against Trump's bizarre request that he take his symbolic role in the electoral, in certifying the electoral vote and stop the certifying of the election. He really tried to put himself above the Constitution. It was such a staggering, such a profound move. It was so damaging. It was so unprecedented. It was so extraordinary. It was like it was very much like Maduro in Venezuela. He wanted the American people to ignore their casting of the ballot and the significant margins by which he had lost the election, and just out of sheer loyalty to him, ignore the 2.5 centuries of the United States existence. It was something that I could not abide. And yes, he has always been very nice to me and my family, and a good friend and a hangout buddy and all the rest of it. That only made it worse, Ari, because for me to take that step, for me to really to get off the couch and say, this cannot abide. This has to end right here. What is shocking to me, though, is, as I mentioned at the very top of the program, is that despite all of that, he could still be the 47th president.
He could win, and you're also talking about how people should view him, and you know him and you've worked with him. And he's gotten away with a lot by a heck of a lot of people saying, he's an entertainer, he doesn't mean it, don't judge him by the standards. You've heard the whole bit about taking him, not literally. So I want to play a contrast of two things. Briefly, you on Celebrity Apprentice, because, of course, Geraldo, I mean, it happened. But then dead serious, the talk about generals and coups and decimating people within this country as the, quote, enemy. First, Apprentice.
The pie crust was burnt.
But it was burnt, Geraldo.
I didn't get a single consumer
That's
complaint
terrible.
about the Vortex pie.
Okay, what did you think of Geraldo Gilbert as your project manager?
I thought he did a great job, unless you thought he did a bad job, in which case he was terrible.
Comedians telling jokes on a show, and I don't like my pie crust too burnt
Jeffries.
either. So that's the joke, right? But you're out here with your credibility. I don't think you stand to gain something in particular out of this. It would have been easier for you to go along with whatever the history was. And you're making a warning that people could hear tonight. And you're endorsing Harris, and you're being very clear. And I want to read from this Atlantic piece. Nicole Wallace mentioned this earlier in our coverage today. Trump, I need the kind of generals that Hitler had. Quote, that's according to two people who heard it in the White House. Quote, people who were totally loyal to him that follow orders. There are many ways to make a point that you might want an organized military. We all know what orders Hitler gave and were followed. Do you take this as a serious threat if he got a second term?
Oh, my goodness. Let me just very briefly back up to Celebrity Apprentice, because you presented it there, and very importantly. The timing is very important, because Celebrity Apprentice, his last season, ended just before he announced for president. So in my personal point of view, here I was, my hangout buddy was suddenly going to be in the Oval Office, the president of the United States, or running for president of the United States. That is a very, very heady mix. That is a very, intoxicating kind of situation. A lot, I would submit, a lot of why people go to work in Washington and in the White House and here and there is be close to power. And, I don't know consciously what my thought process was.